Forget takeout. With this dish, you'll be eating much faster and better. Hey Busy Bees, it's Zhang, and today I'm partnering with beef. It's what's for dinner on behalf of the Beef Checkoff to bring you this delicious and classic Chinese takeout dish, Mongolian beef. Only it's better than takeout. It's a crispy yet tender beef stir fry that's coated in this sweet and tangy sauce, and it only takes you about 20 minutes from start to finish. So let's go ahead and get started. So here we're gonna use 1 pound of flank steak for this recipe. I like flank steak because it's tender, not tough or chewy, and it's great for stir fry. But I'm gonna let our friend Chuck Nose Beef here tell you a little bit more about this cut. Hey Alexa, activate Chuck Nose Beef. What is flank steak?
Flank steak is on the right side of tasty. It's lean and boneless with lots of intense beef flavor. This cut is best when marinated and grilled, sliced thin and stir-fried, or oven broiled.
Chuck Nose Beef is a skill that can be enabled on the Amazon Echo or Google Home, or you can go on the website at chucknosebeef.com to get information, tips, and recipes. Like he said, this cut is great for slicing thin and stir-fried, so we're gonna do just that. I'm gonna start by cutting our flank steak in half, and then take each piece, cut it on the diagonal against the grain. I want to end up with thin strips that's super easy to stir fry. You don't want it paper thin, but just enough so that it has a nice chew to it. Also, here's another really quick tip when you're slicing beef. If it ever gets too hard or moves around too much, go ahead and throw your piece of meat in the freezer for about 15 minutes so it firms up a little bit so that you can cut it easily. A sharp knife also really helps out. All right, now I'm going to transfer all the meat into the bowl. And then we'll season it with 1 teaspoon of kosher salt, some freshly cracked black pepper, and a 1/4 cup of cornstarch, which will help to tenderize but also make it crispy when we cook it later. And with my hands, I'm just gonna give it a quick toss to make sure all the beef slices are coated. All right, this looks good. So now I'm just gonna let this sit and hang out for about 10 minutes while I work on our sauce. So in a bowl, I'm gonna start by adding 1 tablespoon of brown sugar, 2 teaspoons of cornstarch to help our sauce thicken up, 1/2 teaspoon of sesame oil, 1/2 cup of soy sauce, 1/2 cup of water, and 1/2 cup of orange juice, which will bring on that sweet and tanginess to the sauce. And now we'll just mix. So I know this looks like a lot of sauce, but trust me, once you cook it up, it's gonna reduce and then coat our beef nicely. Plus, I like my Mongolian beef to be saucy, like me. All right, our sauce is done, our beef is done. Now it's time to get cooking. But first, let's check in with our resident expert. Alexa, activate Chuck Nose Beef. How do I stir fry?
Let me walk you through this. Stir-frying is a quick and easy method for cooking beef dishes in a skillet or wok on the stove. Want to see how it's done?
I'm good for now, thanks. He has a pretty witty sense of humor. Makes me laugh a little bit, so I'll keep him around. All right, so I'm gonna add about 1 cup of avocado oil or any cooking oil of choice with a high smoke point into the wok. Turn the burner on to high heat, let the oil get hot, and then we'll sear our meat in small batches. And don't worry if the beef is not fully cooked yet, it's gonna finish cooking later with the sauce. I'll let the beef cook for about 2 to 3 minutes until it gets crispy on the outside, and with a slotted spoon, I'll remove the beef onto a plate that I've lined with some paper towels. All right, now I've removed most of the cooking oil, and with any residual left, I'm gonna turn the burner back on, and we're gonna add 1 tablespoon of minced ginger and about 3 cloves of minced garlic. Let it saute for a minute, get fragrant, and then we'll add in our sauce. I'll let it come to a rapid boil, and in goes our meat. Let the sauce coat the beef, and once the sauce is thick enough, like this, I'm gonna toss in my chopped green onions. I use 4 stalks here. Cook it for another minute, and our Mongolian beef is ready to be plated. See, I told you all the sauce would reduce down. Also, I should mention that orange juice is not what you would typically find in Mongolian beef, but I just love that it adds an extra depth of flavor to this dish, so I highly recommend it. This smells incredible, and I cannot wait to taste it. Let's plate it. So I have a bowl with a little bit of brown rice and roasted broccoli. Hey Chuck, where's the beef?
Hopefully in your fridge, marinating for dinner. Or on your plate. Both are acceptable options.
See what I mean? That guy. All right, now let's serve our Mongolian beef. I gotta dig in real quick. It's super flavorful, tender, and honestly, it's such a balanced meal that I feel really good about serving this even for meal prep. Hope you guys give this recipe a try and let me know if you think it's better than takeout. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Bye!